Hey guys, so today I'm going to do my makeup picks for the Sephora spring sale. And I guess I'll start with primer since it's probably the first thing everyone puts on. So if you're interested in a primer that has sun protection, the Beauty Blender Selfie Shield is a dry oil primer. So it does a very nice job, especially if you have dry skin. So if you have drier skin and are looking for a primer that has sunscreen in it, this one's a good option. If you have super dry skin or looking for something that's hydrating, I really like the Marc Jacobs Undercover Coconut Primer. Does a good job hydrating your skin. I would say it's pretty similar to the Too Faced Hangover Primer. So that one's a little bit cheaper. So I like both of them, but I like the Marc Jacobs just a bit more, probably because it's a bit more money. So that one's good if you have drier skin. If you have more oily skin, the J1 Jelly Pack. I really like the red one. The white one's good too. But the red one I really love because it's got a little bit more beneficial ingredients and it does a nice job gripping your makeup and providing a nice mattified base. So that's a good one. If you want a bit of a glow, either of these you can't go wrong with. The Becca Backlight Priming Filter or the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. They're both very good. Just depends on if you have a preference for either brand. Otherwise, they're both similar. I would say the Smashbox one is a tad bit more hydrating. So if you have dry skin, I go with this one. If you have more normal to oily skin, I'd probably go with the Becca. So both those are good. A few foundations that I've tried. First of all, the Dr. Jart Beauty Balm is still pretty good. They reformulated and added some ingredients. I'm not a huge fan of a little bit of fragrance in there. It's not super noticeable, but if you have very sensitive skin, this could be now a pass just because of that reformulation. But still a good, reliable foundation. Let's see, the YSL All Hours Foundation. Actually, I got a couple of these sample sizes, and for I think like $10, I think they sent me like a trio of 3 different colors. And I really hadn't tried it too much, but I really liked it. So this is pretty good for dry, normal, oily skin. Very good foundation. If you like a more radiant finish, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter is a good one. Definitely has a radiant finish to it, so if you like a more matte or satin finish, I wouldn't go with this one because it is light coverage and pretty radiant finish as well, but still a good one. I like that. The new Clinique Even Better Refresh hydrating makeup they came out with recently is a good one. No sunscreen or anything in it, but it has a good natural satin matte finish. Fragrance free, so if you have more sensitive skin, this is still, or now, a good option since it's newer. One I frequently wear, the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. I'm not sure if they're like phasing it out because I've started to see a couple shades show up at TJ Maxx and stuff. Hopefully not. But on a lot of days I record, I go with this because it gives you a nice matte finish, but it's pretty full coverage as well. So I like it. I've got 3 bottles, 3 different shades of it, so that says something. If you don't have sensitive skin, have more oily skin and are looking for a very matte finish and a full coverage, the Huda Beauty foundation is pretty good. It's thick, and if you have very, very dry skin, you're not going to like it, but those with more oily to normal skin types are probably going to like this, but it does have fragrance in it that takes a while to dissipate. So if you have very sensitive skin, I would probably pass on it, but still like it. And also a newer brand to Sephora, Kosas. They've got their tinted face oil, and I like it. If you're not going to apply it with the damp beauty blender, you're not going to like it at all because it can apply pretty streaky if you're applying it with your fingertips or a brush. So you really want to apply this with a beauty blender, but not super hydrating. So even if you have oily skin, you could still probably appreciate it. I know everyone that's tried this either loves it or hates it. So it just kind of depends. But if you're not going to apply with a damp beauty blender, don't even bother buying it because of how streaky it can finish without that. So those are my picks for foundations. I thought I'd do a couple setting powders that I love. Obviously, I'm religious to the Hourglass Ambient Light Setting Powder. What shade do I wear? Dim Light. Love it, love it, love it. It's a good finishing setting powder. The Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder is a good one as well, especially if you have more normal oily skin. This one's a good one. Gives you a nice matte finish and does a great job. Obviously, love it. And the Too Faced Born This Way Setting Powder is also a good one. And they've got different shades, so if you have a deeper skin tone, you can pick out one that's a little bit darker for your skin. It's not as translucent, but definitely does a good job. And I love that they've got different shade options. So those are my picks for setting and finishing powders. Bronzers, you know what, I'm very religious again to the Hourglass Ambient Light bronzing powder. Love it, does a great job. Another one that I still like is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold setting powder. So they've got some good, not setting powder, bronzing powder. So really, for bronzers, I usually wear one or the other. Not very exciting. And for highlighters, I usually wear the Laura Geller Diamond Dust. But I still like the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighters. They do a good job, and a lot of people love them. I'm religious to Laura Geller, and that's pretty much all I wear for highlighters. So those are my picks for highlighters. I thought I'd do concealers, and I've got a few suggestions. The newest one that came out recently is the Giorgio Armani, what's the name of it? I gotta look. I can't remember. Hang on. Power Fabric Corrector and Concealer. I like it. They've got a good shade range. It really does look like natural skin, and it finishes pretty nicely, so you can't really tell if you're applying it under eyes or anything like that. It does a great job. The Becca Ultimate Coverage Lightweight Concealer. This one came out a few months ago. Not to a lot of press or anything, I guess, but kind of under the radar. Really good one. Definitely long wear. And does good if you have any imperfections. It does a good job covering those, and it's got kind of a almost like a waterproof kind of finish to it, so that's a good one. I still love this one. I still carry it in my purse every day. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. They came out with their other new their longwear concealer, but I love their Naked Skin Concealer. It's awesome, especially on the go. Newer this year, Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This one's a good one as well. If you have more oily skin, I think you'd appreciate the finish of this one, because it tends to set pretty quickly and do a very good job. And I think this one came out last year, the YSL All Hours Concealer. It does a very good job giving you a very nice lightweight finish. Nothing too full coverage, but it does a good job with like light imperfections or around the eye area. So I really like that one as well. Let's see, I'll do my lip balms. I'll start with those. So for lip products, the ones I would recommend, the Laneige Lip Glow Balm came out recently. I like it. I would recommend, there's a couple shades. Berry is a good one. There's a couple flavors in there that have some citrus oils in it, so I'd recommend the berry one. That's one of the better formulas. I really like the Sol de Janeiro lip butter. It's a very nice one. I find myself applying this before bed quite frequently. I find myself reaching for it more than I thought I would, so I really like that one as well. The Kopari Lip Love Gloss. It's a very nice glossy lip balm, so it gives you a nice glossy finish. So if you're going out or anything like that, this is a good one. Just gives you a nice glossy finish, not sticky. This one's kind of a lip balm lipstick. It's also by Laneige, but they came out with this where they've got several shades, and you apply it on the inside of your mouth, and it kind of gives you a kind of a fading look. So anyway, very fun one. I like that. I do find myself reaching for this, but anyway, so it's a good one. And then Fresh, their sugar cream tint. They've got different shades of it, so it can give you a little bit of a sheer wash of color with some good moisturizing properties as well. Fresh knows their lip products pretty good. So overall, those are my favorite lip balms. And then next, I'm going to show you my favorite lipsticks, or new lipsticks for the year to pick up. Let's see. So the newest one that came out, Stila's Bossy Balm, or Bossy, what is it called? Bossy, doesn't say anywhere on here, does it? Beauty Boss. And this shade I got is Blue Sky. Very pigmented, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as pigmented as it was, but these are fun. They're affordable to begin with. Well, for Sephora's price range anyway. And you can't go wrong with any of the colors, so I really like that. I'm probably going to be picking up more of the shades as well. The Huda Beauty Demi Matte. I really like this one. It doesn't have a glossy finish, and it doesn't have a matte finish. It's pretty pigmented as well. This shade is Catwalk Killa, and I really like it. I've worn it in a lot of videos, and everyone always comments that they like it, so it's a good one. NARS. I really like their lip balm collection, and this is their lip gloss. Let me see. Full Viner Lip Lacquer. or their lip gloss. Anytime I wear this, my friends try and take it from me and use it. So that says something about the shade. And then Winky Lux has their lip products. This is Posh. I really like this one because it gives you a wash of color. Nothing too pigmented, and you can't really screw up applying it. And it's got a little kitty in the picture of the inside of it. So it's kind of fun to apply. I don't know. They're kind of creative with their stuff, so I really like it. But applies nicely. Doesn't have much of a taste or anything like that, so that's a good thing. So those would be my favorite picks. Oh, one more. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Lips. I like the applicator on it because you can use it to outline your lips, or you can use it just to apply it without making a mess of yourself. There's so many lipsticks where the doe foot applicator makes it a big mess on your lips, and this one doesn't. So those are my favorites for those. Mascaras, I've got a few. I'm going to start with primers. Marc Jacobs came out with a new primer, and I really like it. I find myself reaching for this one quite often. Does a very good job building your lashes, giving you some volume, especially when you apply mascara right over it. Does a nice job. So that one's a good one. And then my other favorite primer is the Givenchy Perfecto primer, which I think L'Oreal kind of ripped off. Maybe L'Oreal owns them, but it kind of starts out pink on your lashes, and then when you apply mascara over it, does a nice job giving your lashes some good volume and length as well. So this is a good one. I wonder if L'Oreal owns Givenchy. I'll have to look. So maybe they didn't rip them off. I don't know. Mascaras. The newer ones that came out recently, the Wander Beauty Mile High. Like that one. That one's a good one. Pat McGrath Fetishized Mascara. I've been reaching for this quite often now, so it's a good one for the most part. Gives your lashes a lot of good volume, so that one's a good one. NARS Climax Mascara is very nice as well. They came out with this a few months ago, but it really does a good job lengthening your lashes, so if you need some good length, this is a good one to go for. And for volume, Milk came out with the Kush Mascara, and they've also got a waterproof version and a primer, which I will be picking up at the sale. Definitely the primer. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge fan of waterproof mascaras because I find I pull out all my lashes trying to remove them. And then the Shiseido Imperial Lash Mascara, which came out a few months ago. This one's a good one. Definitely extends the length. Doesn't give you a ton of volume, but extends the length of your lashes. Huge. So this is a good one to check out as well. And I'm almost done. One more category, which is eyeshadow. Marc Jacobs came out with their Omega Shadow Collection, which I picked up one color, but now they're getting more and more shades in. So really does a good job. Lasts all day and pretty highly pigmented. The Natasha Denona Mini Nude Palette. And I really like the Mini Star Palette. Not a lot of people liked it. I liked it a lot, though. So I don't know. But any of her mini palettes are certainly worth picking up. And her Diamond Glow highlighter palette is kind of fun. I reach for it once in a while, just more so on evenings or special occasions. The Cover FX, this one's not eyeshadow, but the face palette. I really like Cover FX's face products, and they've come out with new bronzers and blushes as well, so that one's a good one. Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera eyeshadow palette, if you're looking for some bold, fun colors, I like it, or else the Sultry palette for more kind of nude, muted looks, but the Riviera one's pretty bright and fun. And then also newer this year, Huda Beauty, the nude eyeshadow palette. Really like this one as well, pretty fun. Lots of good colors. You can't go wrong with any of the Huda Beauty palettes. I'm not sure if Sephora still has the rose gold, but I like the Desert Dust. So any of those you can't go wrong with. So those are kind of my picks for makeup products to pick out during the Sephora Spring Sale. And tomorrow I will have hair products and body products. So check that out tomorrow. And check out the link below at nobsbeauty.com. And thank you guys so much.